Ian McIntosh is an amazing 81 years old, and although married to wife Rona for 55 years, it seems he has been married to rugby coaching forever. So much so that each of his 3 sons were conceived in September after the end of the rugby season. He was born in Kwekwe in then Rhodesia. He went to Gifford School in Bulawayo and became a physical education teacher, but a serious knee injury in his early 20s put paid to any aspirations he might have had of becoming a top flank forward.
My whole life was rugby. I don't know what, somebody must have injected me with the drug, but it has, and I was terribly disappointed when my knee went. I really wanted to play for Rhodesia. It didn't happen, and so being a teacher, loving the game, wanting to stay in it, the obvious thing was to turn to coaching.
He was soon coaching in Zimbabwe, including the national side, before arriving in Durban in 1984. He shot to fame when Natal won the Currie Cup for the first time in 1990, with Mac as coach.
Was across there in cover. He didn't make the tackle. This is Jamison. The long pass from Dick Muir. This is a chance for Tony Watson. He's first of the game. And Tony Watson is going to go in. Can you believe this? Natal score! Tony Watson! The man we haven't seen so far is Ian McIntosh, their coach, who has done so incredibly well with this Natal side. Trying to find Teichman, the back of the line out. The locks came around very quickly. This is good ball for Natal. Peter Muller gets past his man, and he's got men on the outside. He had to Kabose van der Westhuizen on the outside, and Teichman is in for the try.
In the 12 years that he was at the helm, the Natal Sharks reached 5 Currie Cup finals, winning 4 titles.
Romois and finding him. Good running this by John Allen. Very nuggety hooker is John Allen. Putt. Now there's a chance for Natal. This is Henry Honeyball. This is great ball for Natal. Once again, Lacroix. They've already got the advantage of the penalty. Well, a try has been given to Kabose van der Westhuizen, the top Currie Cup try scorer this season. And once again, a great opportunistic try for him.
Gavin Lawless, who was holding on to the ball on the ground, but all eyes on Federica Mendes. Teichman pushed himself up in the line out to provide some pressure and allow Atherton with a clean catch. Now, quick through the hands will it be? This is Honeyball. Beautiful run by Honeyball. Is this going to be a try? It's Jeremy Thompson. To the point of breakdown on occasions, that Transvaal. Allen, 5e, and then Henry Honeyball, back foot is putt. There's men on the outside. This is Thompson. The switch to Jabir. This is a great try. And the reason why was because he came in at terrific pace. Teichman, putt. Again Jabir. This is great running by him. Well, can he finish this off? That's the brilliance of probably the best fullback in the world. He sometimes makes this game look just so simple.
There was also a Super 12 final in 1996, but sadly, no glory.
He was down injured just a minute or so ago, and I don't think the Natal boys are very happy with what happened to Teichman on the ground. Honeyball gets into the gap. Now, can they make something out of this? You bear, and he'll go in under the post. That's a super try for Natal.
Mac's success with Natal had led him to being appointed coach of the Springboks in 1993. Unfortunately, with limited success in such a high-demanding job. Against France, the Boks drew 20-all and then narrowly lost the second test.
Een muur blauw truien, maar Zuid-Afrika wat border. Robert de Pre naar die rustkant toe. Willie Schmidt. En Willie Schmidt is voor. Een wonderlijke dreef van Zuid-Afrika.
And of course a key man is Caban at the back, as well as Ruma at the front. But Lucker went in, Schmidt goes on. The drive on there by the big lad. And it's going to be a try, I think, for Strauss, who is pretty near. A Stradum went driving on. There's a real chance further out for Olivier. It's going to be a lovely try for Small. A magnificent try for Small.
On the 1993 tour of Australia, the Boks unexpectedly won the first test in Sydney.
Falls with the kick forward. Olivier is the onside. Kempisi came back. He's lost it. Try time. South Africa, Peter Muller has scored the try.
Offside, and the Africans have the option of the scrum back where the ball was kicked from.
Now blindside move. De Pria, great strength. Small. Wonderful try.
Win by France by 1 point. And last week against New South Wales, they lost the game by just one.
There's Strauss again driving it forward. De Pria works short side. Stransky. Olivier back for Stransky. The pass is a good one. Von Rensburg coming across is Bowen. De Pria, trouble for Australia. And the kick on the far side. James Small wins the race to the ball.
They then lost narrowly in Brisbane when the late James Small was red-carded.
Now arguing, so it's getting worse and worse. Now salvage some pride in the last minutes, a couple of minutes of this game. Stransky takes it short. De Pria, the long ball to Reece Edwards. He gets it away to Olivier. Look how Elizabeth he is.
The final test back in Sydney was also lost to lose the series 2-1.
Dis 'n lang aak, Mickey misverstand en James Small wat die bal in die hand het van Andre Joubert. Uit vir Jacques Olivier aan sy binnekant. Dis Andre Joubert. Terug na James Small. Hier kom sy paadjie die lyn toe. Teen die verloop van die spel in sy 5de toetsdrie, James Small.
In Argentina, South Africa triumphed 2-0.
Going down the right channel. That's good play by him. He gets it into even try. This is Andre Joubert. Can he get him for his second try? It's strong and on the inside of James Small. Try number 7 for the South African winger.
Against England, the Springboks lost 32-15 at Loftus, but came back to win 27-9 at Newlands.
Adrian Richter terug na François Pinaar na Henny Leroux en aksie Rodberg. Over by hom half afgeneem. Brendan Venter wat uitstekende werk gedoen het en hier kom Suid-Afrika nou met julle laat loop. Dis Jos van der Westhuizen, dis in die hande van Johan Roux. Johan Roux se ondersteuning hier van Jos van der Westhuizen. Hy probeer binnekant toe. Hy gee na Andre Joubert, hier kom sy 3. En Suid-Afrika verseel hierdie tots. Met 'n 3 onder die palle. Suid-Afrika se tweede 3 in hierdie wedstryd.
In 1994, the tour to New Zealand was Mac's undoing, losing the first 2 tests and drawing the third, despite the try count being equal in the series.
The South Africans, though, stung by criticism back home after a poor tour, got themselves back into the match. Gavin Johnson handling twice along the back line before scoring the opening try. Before half-time, the Springboks had high hopes of ending the tour with a victory. Again, they crossed the All Blacks line, again in the right-hand corner, this time centre Brendan Venter backing the points.
Many believe Mac's dismissal as Springboks coach was premature.
And I think Ian McIntosh had a raw deal as a coach.
Yeah, and that was quite early on, just post-isolation.
Yeah, just post-isolation. He was ahead of his time. He was the guy, I would say, who was ahead of his time.
Yeah.
But I don't think South African rugby was ready for it, and nobody understood his game at the time. Subsequent to that, I think the rest of the world is playing the type of rugby that Ian McIntosh was coaching in 1993.
It was the manner in which it was done that hurt me. I was obviously disappointed because I'd like to have got it going, but it was the manner that if some would just call me in and say, look, you've had your turn, we'd like to move on, I'd be able to say thank you, walk out like a man, and that's how you should. But to this day, I've never had any official notification that I was removed from the post.
Mac had laid the foundations of a good team under Francois Pienaar, and Kitch Christie reaped the benefit in coaching South Africa to victory in our first World Cup in 1995. Meanwhile, Mac was still reaping success with the Sharks. He then had a season with the Springboks 7th squad before joining Newport in Wales in 2001. But his legacy in South African rugby history was cemented with some 13 years as a selector, including the 2007 World Cup triumph in France, with Jake White as coach and John Smith as captain.
He may have been out of sight of the cameras, but South Africa's triumph in the 2007 Rugby World Cup was helped by a somewhat reluctant selector operating in the background.
The two things I'll never be as a manager, because I'm not going to fetch and carry for everybody. And the second thing, I'm not going to be a selector because everybody criticizes it. But you must understand, in selection, a lot now is the coach. So you're there to back him, you're there to advise him, you're there to bring support, give him support. And if he makes decisions, you need to back that decision with him. And it's been great, and I've enjoyed it more than I thought I would.
Mac has served on the International Rugby Board's Experimental Laws Committee, and in 2013 was given the IRB's Vernon Pugh Award for distinguished service to rugby. One of the great players he was involved with was James Small.
The best thing about today is that Ian McIntosh is going to carry my bag.
Yeah, I'm the caddy.
He's not playing, but he's going to carry my bag. So that time he learned his place in life.
Sadly, Small was lost at the age of 49, and Mac paid tribute. Mac's presence, influence and advice still resonates in KwaZulu-Natal.
So what should he have done? You see, that's what's going to happen. That was going so nice, the space closed on you. No, not your fault. So what should have you done? You should have found the gap, not into him. If you're a big bugger and you drive him, that's another story. But when you got him there, you should have taken 2 steps past the tackle. That is vital. And there's one body that kept us going, and it was you, the supporters. Now's the time for you guys to be behind the Sharks team and be like true fans.
His other lifelong passion is golf, sometimes 3 times a week. Rugby and golf, and a devoted family, and worldwide respect as a great rugby man. It doesn't get better.
It's been over 40 years I've been involved, so it's been my life, and it's been an absolute privilege to be part of it. I believe the game of rugby is fellowship, and one of the greatest in the world.
Hey guys, Chad and Dad here. Just want to say wish you guys all the best. You guys have amazing careers. Thanks for all the support over the years. My dad's so very excited. Wish we could be there, guys. I'm really sorry we're not. Just landed in Turkey.
Anyway guys, I will say Big Mac and you, especially you guys are unbelievable.
Cheers guys.